And we welcome you back as we visit with some more of our great coaches and student athletes in the 2024 Sooner Athletic Conference. Women's Basketball Media Day. I'm Jim Powers, Assistant Commissioner of the Sooner, and it's always great to catch up with our great friends at Science and Arts and their first-year head coach on the women's side. Joining us is Jaye Nayreau, excuse me, and then one of his outstanding student athletes and basketball players, Devynn Harris, joining us. And Devynn, we're going to kick it off with you. Talk a little bit about the transition during the summer and during the preseason in learning a new system and how you have really kind of worked with everybody else to kind of start picking up what coach is wanting you guys to do.
Obviously getting a new coach is a little nerve-wracking at first. You just a lot of unexpected things, but coaches come in and just really made us all really comfortable and helped us just try to pick up on things as fast as we can. Just play together and enjoy it. Also, that's been a big thing. It's just, having fun with it too. So it's been really a great turn just transition actually. So
And talk a little bit about your leadership because I know coach is leaning in a little bit on you being, a sophomore, but you've been around and you know the system, you know what's going on. So, what type of a leader are you? Are you more of the vocal type? You the laid back, show lead by example, or are you kind of a combination of both?
I feel like I try to be a combination of both, I don't try to just, dictate everything or you just be that annoying person like bossing everybody. I like to keep things, more fun and just try to, keep everyone focused and talk everyone up. Yeah, just be more of that like motivator for everyone as much as I can.
And Coach talked a little bit about the young lady next to you and how much she's meant to you during the transition and everything, and what type of leader she's turning out to be for you.
The word that we would use within the program is consummate. From my being named head coach, she was one of the first ones to reach out. Also, one of the first ones that I was able to meet. And so, from that standpoint, it was just all information kind of flowed from and through her, and to disseminate it through the program. And it was more of a leadership off the floor. Didn't know what we were going to get on the floor, looked at the numbers and the time that she did receive last year, but it's not indicative of the type of leadership. And I think sometimes we fall victim to, all right, well, you're leading scorer or you're leading rebounder, but just in every facet, I believe that you can have leaders within your locker room, leaders within the classroom, leaders within the community. And she, to my surprise and delight, exemplifies all of that. And not just for myself, I think as we have communications within the program, her name would constantly come up in, dependability, trust, and just leadership on the floor and off the floor, which is why she's sitting here. And just, I mean, I can dote on her and I can dote on everyone within the program as well. And so um, it's truly been a pleasure and not even refreshing, but stabilizing, to say the least. That I know what she brings every single day, and we can all lean on her in various areas.
Coach, you just mentioned some of the other players, and once again, a great veteran, a great mix. You've got some veterans, you've got some new, talent coming in. They're going to fill some pretty big shoes for the Drovers this year. Talk a little bit about some of those names that we're going to hear throughout the year.
Before I mentioned the new ones, it's just, I want to heap praise upon those who are here and were here. And that's from, Madison Crandall to Michaela Green to Alexia Corrales to Devin Harris sitting next to me and even Leyland Sheffy. They're welcoming of someone new in this period where there's a lot of change. They easily could have said, okay, I want to go somewhere else, and we don't know who we're going to get. And the fear the unknown can settle in on someone who's young and needing
Hmm.
stability. But they all decided to stay. And then those who came into the fold, they were more than welcoming, not territorial. in the sense. It's just what I have, you have, and they shared all of the information to the newcomers. And even, when it came to Open Gym, they were doing that on their own. And so the leadership of those who stayed from the previous regime, high praises. So also would love to give credit to Coach Matthews and what he had done and built here
Sure.
within the last 9 years. And so the cupboard or the cabinet wasn't left bare, and he matriculated on to a new role. But uh, Kalen Whelan is one that signed with Coach Matthews. We have Hannah Harris, who is at Redlands, a young, upstart in Jasmine Villarreal. And then you also have someone who had an extra year to play in Madison Hayes, played soccer at East Central, as a great, great addition to, and I believe I'm forgetting, Carolina Diaz, another transfer, and those five in also transitioning to USAO decided to stay, and their complementary personalities has come together, shown in their ability to work together. So it was five, and then a new five, and my getting here, and then the addition of Evangelia Davlaku, who was at the University of New Orleans. She brings experience and leadership, having been at the Division I level. You have Franka Kraus from Germany, who played 2 years at Midland College. You also have Davi Ellis, affectionately nicknamed Davi, but from originally started at South Plains, then transferred to Arizona Western. You also have another junior college transfer in Ashley Gonzalez, who we will definitely utilize in a multitude of ways. And then Anik Sim, who transfers in from Arkansas Baptist. And so it's just, in it's a three-part act. Those who were here, those who came newly, and those who were added at the end. It was 5, 5, and 5,
Mhm.
clear across the board. And so it's just a matter of now myself being new, everybody having to work together, gel together. So the benefit of having a new squad, a new coach, is you get to shape it how you want. There isn't a pecking order. There isn't an
Sure.
establishment of, those who played and those who didn't. And so you're trying to build up that confidence clear across the board. Now, the con of that is you don't know what it is you have. So it's just you can shape it how you want, but without knowing what lies ahead, you don't know what's around the corner. So it is to tread in the direction that we can all move.
And Devin, talk a little bit about the new system that coach is bringing in, and I'm sure it's going to be a fun system for you guys to be creative and do a lot of different things. But I also know defense is going to start things off for you guys. So talk a little bit about the system and what coach is bringing into the program for you guys to be able to be successful.
It's definitely different than what we've been used to, but I personally have really enjoyed the transition. I just really like how things are going, how things are looking. Coach just has given like a whole new perspective of, just how to play the game. Not even just like the X's and O's, but also just, how to go about it and how to approach it. So I've been really enjoying that part of it too. And I think everyone else is, what I can tell.
And coach, your non-conference schedule, I mean, a really, really good test for you guys. But and we'll talk about the Sooner here in a second. But
Yeah.
the non-conference, when you talk about Providence, Arlington Baptist, and Bethany, some great early season matchups to kind of see where you're at
Yeah.
before you get into sack play.
Yeah. That's, sometimes you're fortunate enough to where the path is laid out for you, but this isn't one that you move in with all the confidence in the world. But it's a great litmus pre-conference to say, all right, well, you start off the season with a team that made it to the national championship game, that has, all Americans, all conference players, and the majority of them returning outside of one starter. So, that I think when we all looked at the schedule and agreed to it, it was like, well, that's a steep hill to climb, but very few are fortunate enough to be battle tested early. There's not a
Mhm.
thought of uh, we're going to win or we're going to lose. There's more of the feeling of we'll see what it is that we have, because one of three things could possibly happen, right? So first thing is you use that as a measuring stick of how far away you might be, right? And
Right.
then the second could be, well, how close you are. And then the third would ultimately be, well, if the ball bounces your way, you realize that you have something special in the making, and how do you handle that moving forward? So to Arlington Baptist, to Bethany, it is a collection of, all of those, and as well as Southern Nazarene, who, as a Division II, even in exhibition, losing only 3 games last year, having quite a few returners. Pitt State as well.
Yeah.
All non-conference. It is truly a test. I'm not sure if the girls will like the test ahead, but it's one of those that you have to be as disciplined as possible, and as determined as ever. Every single game, there isn't one in which you are to let your hair down or to let your guard down.
And then obviously the Sooner, and I say this, and we have one of the best basketball conference in the United States in the NAIA. And I really think that this league this year is as deep as we've ever been, and anybody can beat anybody. And those Thursday and Saturdays, and what I always call is just going to be a rock fight between great, programs.
Absolutely. Just again, assessing the lay of the land and seeing, well, uh, Nestor didn't graduate from Wayland, and then they return so many that contributed and added critical pieces. Langston, who finished second, maintains and retains great talent, and also added some pieces from what I see in Division I and Division II transfers.
Mhm.
And so there is confidence in that as well. So Wayland, Langston, Mac U as well. All conference players, honorable mention with transfer additions. Texas Wesleyan, shoring up their roster, retaining and then adding on. And, I can go through the entire conference, College of the Ozarks coming in, but also having multiple all conference players that contributed. And so, I do not know how to really gauge from our poll,
Mhm.
say, all right, well, we have a top heavy, or it is just at it, like you said, at any given point in time, it's going to be Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. Well, you can rest on Wednesday,
Mhm.
but then you have to get back up on Thursday, So, but it's going to be great knowing that so many teams on a yearly basis are making their way to the national tournament. And yeah, it's a great thing for the conference that we remain competitive and one of the top conferences in the entire country.
And Devin, for you, it's got to be fun. It's got to be exciting to play some of the top players, not only in the Sooner, but also in the country when we get into conference play.
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be exciting just knowing what every team has returning and then kind of the unknowns too. Obviously, we're a team that's gonna be a lot of unknowns. I mean, no one really knows what to expect from us. We don't even know what to expect from us really yet. But Same goes for Langston. Just coaching changes there, and I mean everyone is going to have new players, new talent. But the past couple years have been, just awesome to get to play against all these different players. So I'm just excited to keep it going.
And you've got to be excited too because the support you all get down there in Chickasha is just absolutely unbelievable. And I get a chance to watch the live streams and see the atmosphere. It's just got to be so much fun to play in front of that, community and your university, students and all that kind of fun stuff. It's just got to be great.
It is great. We have great parents. Obviously, our own parents come out and support a lot. We have a lot of the student body that comes out and supports. The other teams, faculty. We have a lot of faculty that comes out and supports us, and we're really grateful for that. And the Chickasha community as well is really awesome, and we love to just give back to them as much as we can because they really show out for us a lot. So we're grateful for this opportunity to be here.
And coach, you got to be excited because of the Chickasha community and being able to coach, in a community that really buys into what your basketball program is going to be all about.
Absolutely. You have the two C's for me, which is culture and community. Uh, for my first job, and I say it all the time that I'm truly grateful, truly appreciative, and thankful, to come into a situation in which historically you have had success multiple years, coach of the year, winning, 18, 19, 20 games per year and having something that's within the culture of women's basketball and of athletics from baseball, women's soccer, men's soccer. Softball national championships, men's basketball back in 2002. So there is that, and the community definitely rallies behind the university institution and comes out and gives support. And you couldn't ask for a better transition from assistant to head coach because I'm not somewhere that has never won before. It's been done before. So it is to replicate that and just keep it, in an ascension type territory. And then the community as well, being welcoming to the last coach and the last coach before that, and to myself. And so you ingratiate yourself within the community and you just hold on to those two C's and you try to capture it and just carry it on. So that's community, that's culture, that's capture,
Yeah.
and that's carry. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remember that. I'm gonna have to use that because that's pretty good. So, but hey, guys, I appreciate the time. I know it's busy here during the preseason as y'all are getting ready to get started, but it's been a lot of fun getting to know you guys, getting to know the program, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to follow the Drovers this year during the basketball season.
Indeed,
Mhm.
indeed. Well, let's have a follow up after the non-conference games, and we'll let you know how we're pacing it.
I think we can make that happen. So that's definitely something we can do. But guys, thank you so much. Appreciate y'all and have a great season.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
Joining us from Chickasha is the great folks with the Drovers women's basketball team, Jaye Nayreau and his outstanding student athlete and basketball player, Devynn Harris, joining us. Going to be a lot of fun to follow the Drovers this year as you're going to be able to see some great stuff. When we come back, we'll continue to talk with a lot of our outstanding coaches and our student athletes here on the 2024 Sooner Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Media Day.